Good morning, students. In this lesson, we will discuss clearly about separation of base flow, effective rainfall hydrograph, and direct rainfall hydrograph. These three sections we will discuss clearly step by step here. Guys, here actually just methods of base flow separation. The surface flow hydrograph is obtained from the total storm hydrograph by separating the quick response flow from the slow response runoff. It is usual to consider the interflow as a part of the surface flow in view of its quick response. Thus, only the base flow is to be deducted from the total storm hydrograph to obtain the surface flow hydrograph. There are three methods of base flow separation that are in common use. The method one. Method one. In this method, the separation of the base flow is achieved by joining with a straight line the beginning of the surface runoff to point on the recession limb representing the end of the direct runoff. Here guys, point A represent here you observe the graph. Here time on taking on x-axis, discharge taking on the y-axis. Here peak and a number of days A, B, E and P1, these are in the diagrams. So here point A represents the, here A means here point A represents the beginning of the direct runoff of, and it's usually easy to identify in view of the sharp change in the runoff rate at that point. And here uh, point B, making the end of the direct runoff is rather difficult to locate exactly. Method 1 for base flow separation, an empirical equation for the time interval n days from the peak to the peak to the point B is n is equal to 0.83 A to the power of 0.2, where A is a drainage area in kilometer square and Newton kilometer square, and n is in days. Points A and B are joined by a straight line to demonstrate to the base flow and surface runoff. This method of base flow separation is the simplest of all the three methods. Guys, here actually here it is necessary to separate the observable hydrograph into its component parts, namely the surface runoff, interflow and groundwater runoff for subsequent analysis. However, in many engineering applications, it is the standard. Actually, guys, however, in many engineering applications, it is the standard practice to separate the hydrograph into two parts only, direct runoff and base flow. If a continuous record of discharge in the stream over a period of few years is available, a master depletion curve, also called a type curve or composite recession curve, is constructed and used for separating the base flow. The construction of the master depletion curve is as follows. From the continuous hydrograph here, a recession segments which represent only base flow contribution to their respective tails are selected. These segments should be selected at as many different stages in the river as possible. They are then plotted on transparent papers with coincident time axis and are adjusted such that all of them will have a common overlapping portion as shown here. The common curve tangential to all the independent recession curve is nothing but the master depression curve. It can now be applied to the hydrograph of a particular storm here, where the recession curve of the hydrograph and the master depression curve are fitted together such that they are coincident below point C and are divergent above C. Then the point C represents the end of direct runoff and a straight line joining it to the point of rise represents the base flow line, while the procedure described above is perhaps the best available. It requires previously observed data on stream flow for a long period, which may not be available in all cases. In such a situation, a point on the recession limb of the hydrograph to mark the end to direct runoff may be fixed n days after the peak of the hydrograph, where n is calculated from the empirical equation n is equal 0.827 a to the power of 0.2, in which A is the area of the drainage basin in kilometer square. However, N as given by equation may be taken as a rule of thumb and need not be strictly adhered to. If it is giving either too long or too short a base flow separation line, another empirical equation to determine M is given by N is equal to A TP, where TP is a time to peak and A is a constant whose value may be taken between 2 and 4 for small basins and more than 4 for large basins. N is probably better determined by inspection of a number of hydrographs of the basin. And here some reasonable and unreasonable estimations of N after identifying the 2 points where the direct runoff begins and ceases. The base flow separation line can be drawn between these 2 points by various methods. Here guys, method 1. In this method, the base flow separation line is obtained by joining the point of rise and the point of end of direct runoff by a simple straight line AC as shown here. This method is also known as the straight line method. This is the simplest of all methods. This is regarding about method 1. Here guys, method 2. What we observe from the method 2. Guys, in this method, the recession curve existing before the point of rise is extended to point under peak of the hydrograph. That is here AB. From this point, a straight line is drawn to the point of end of direct runoff. The line ABC then represents the base flow separation line. This is the most widely used separation procedure. The logic behind this method is that when the stage in the stream rises rapidly, there is flow from stream into the bank. Hence, base flow should decrease until the stages in the stream begin to fall. When the stage in the stream recedes, the bank storage returns to the stream, making the base flow contribution large. Here, guys, in this method, what he says, the base flow curve existing prior to the commencement of the surface runoff is extended till it intersects the ordinate drawn at the peak point C in figure here, point C, and this point is joined to point B by a straight line. So segment AC and CB here, segment guys here, AC and the CB, this is the AC and this is the CB. Demonstrate the base flow and surface runoff. This is probably the most widely used base flow separation procedure. So method 2 for base flow separation. Here guys, and method 3. In this method, the base flow curve on the recession side of the hydrograph is extrapolated backwards to the time of point of inflection on the recession limb, and then it is connected to the point of rise by a smooth curve ADE. Here uh, represents the base flow separation line of this method. This method is preferred where the stream and groundwater table are hydraulically conducted and flow from groundwater storage reaches the stream fairly rapidly. So differences in base flow due to various separation methods are likely to be small when compared to the direct runoff hydrograph volume. These differences are probably uh, unimportant as long as one method is used consistently. The hydrograph obtained as the differences between total runoff hydrograph and the base flow separation line is called the direct runoff hydrograph, often observed the direct runoff hydrograph. In method 3, in this method, the base flow recession curve after the depletion of the floodwater is extended backwards till it intersects the ordinate at the point of inflection. Here, point A and F are here point A and F are joined by a arbitrary smooth curve. This method of base flow separation is realistic in situations where the groundwater contributions are significant and research the stream quickly. Here, method 3 for base flow separation, the surface runoff hydrograph obtained after the base flow separation is also known as the surface runoff hydrograph obtained after the base flow separation is also known as the direct runoff hydrograph DRH. Here guys, here some examples is there. Actually some problems is there, so I skip these problems. If we have some time, then I will explain problems also. Guys, here the next topic is effective rainfall hydrograph. Here guys, effective rainfall, also known as excess rainfall, ER. ER, the shortcut is effective rainfall or excess rainfall, is that part of the rainfall that becomes direct runoff at the outlet of the watershed. It is thus the total rainfall in a given duration from which abstractions such as infiltration and initial losses are subtracted. For purpose of correlating direct runoff hydrograph with the rainfall which produced the flow, the hydrograph of the rainfall is also furnished by deducting the losses. Here figure shows the hydrograph of storm. The initial loss and infiltration losses are subtracted from it. The resulting hydrograph is known as a effective rainfall hydrograph. It is also known as excess rainfall hydrograph. Guys, here Both direct rainfall hydrograph and effective rainfall hydrograph represents the same total quantity but in different units. Since ERH, effective rainfall hydrograph is usually in centimeters per hour, plotted against one time, the area of ERH multiplied by the catchment area gives the total volume of direct runoff, which is the same as the area of direct rainfall hydrograph. Uh, the initial losses and infiltration losses are estimated based on the available data of the catchment area. This is also problem is there, so I skip this problem. If we have the time, then I will explain. I'm sorry guys, I forgot to explain the graph. So guys, here taking intensity centimeter per hour on y-axis and the time hours on x-axis. Here the rainfall axis, this is the losses, this diagram. And also guys, elemental hydrograph. If a small impervious area is subjected to a constant rate rainfall, the resulting runoff hydrograph will appear much as above and is known as elemental hydrograph. In the beginning, there will be surface detention rainfall runoff so as to start the sheet flow over the surface at point B, known as point of equilibrium. Overflow rate equals inflow rate. When rainfall ends at sea, recession starts, that is outflow rate and detention volume increases. So this is the detention volume here, detention volume A to Q, here the time on x-axis, here detention volume lines, here rainfall rate, point of equilibrium, end of rainfall, hydrograph, and this is the recession. And also here guys, just I prepared some slides here. It was going to help you to understanding these things. Actually guys, base flow separation already we showed. The surface flow hydrograph is obtained from the total storm hydrograph by separating the quick response flow from the slow runoff. In other words, surface flow hydrograph is obtained by deducting the base flow from the total storm hydrograph. Methods of base flow separation is three types: method 1, method 2, and method 3. From method 1 and from method 2, we can result from the method 3. Method 1, straight line method. Here guys, in this method, the separation of the base flow is achieved by joining with a straight line with the beginning of the surface runoff to a point A on the recession limb representing the end of the direct runoff point B. Here guys, the time interval n days can be computed by an empirical equation from the peak to the point B is as follows. N is equal to 0.383 into a to the power of 0.2, where here A is equal to drainage area in kilometer square and n time interval is in days. Here the figure 1 is a base flow separation method. From the method 1, discharge Q meters cube per second is taking on the y-axis, time on the taking on the x-axis. Here A, B, and C, F and P1, B comma E is there. N is the end days. This is the peak. Method 2. In this method, the base flow curve existing prior to the commencement of the surface runoff is extended till it intersects the ordinate PC is drawn at the point C. This point is joined to point B and A by straight lines. Segment AC and CB demarcate the base flow and surface runoff. This method is most widely used base flow separation procedure. And method 3. In this method, the base flow recession curve after the depletion of the flood water is extended backwards till it intersects the ordinate at point of inflection line EF in the above figure 7.6. Points A and F are joined together by an arbitrary smooth curve. This method of base flow separation is realistic in situation where the groundwater contributions are significant and reach the stream quickly. Direct runoff, direct rainfall hydrograph. The surface runoff hydrograph obtained after the base flow separation is also known as the direct runoff hydrograph. So effective rainfall. For the purpose of correlating direct rainfall hydrograph with the rainfall which produced the flow, the graph is drawn by subtracting losses from the direct rainfall hydrograph is called hydrograph. Following figure 10.2 shows the hydrograph of a storm. Here, effective rainfall hydrograph, the shortcut is ERH. Here, guys, intensity in centimeters per hour taking the y-axis, the time, here is the x-axis. So we are taking the rainfall axis, and here losses, here arrow mark shows a losses. Effective rainfall hydrograph. Precipitation inches for a are taking on the y-axis, time in hours taking the x-axis. Here, uniform losses rate of 0.20 inches per hour. Here, that is the losses and the rainfall excess we can observe from this graph. And effective rainfall hydrograph. The hydrograph is drawn by subtracting initial losses and infiltration losses from DRH. DRH means direct rainfall hydrograph is known as the effective rainfall hydrograph ERH. It is also known as a hydrograph of rainfall excess or supra rainfall. Both DRH and ERH represent the same total quantity but in different units. Since effective rainfall hydrograph is usually in centimeter per hour plotted against time, hence the total volume of direct runoff is equal the area of ERH multiplied into the catchment area. This calculated volume is equal to the area of DRH. Guys, here example. Okay, I will explain. I will explain. Guys, here I will explain a problem. Here, rainfall of magnitude 3.8 centimeter and 2.10 centimeter occurring on two consecutive 4-hour durations on a catchment of area 27 kilometers square produced the following hydrograph of flow and the outlet of the catchment. Estimate the rainfall excess not is indexed. Here, guys, time from start of rainfall minus 6, 0, minus 6, 12, 18, 24 rainfall in hours. So up to 66. But observed flows meters cube per second 6, 5, 13, 26, 21, 16, 12, 9, 7, 5, 4.5, 4.5. Solution is equal to rainfall magnitude. Storm 1 is equal to minus 3.80 centimeter and storm 2 2.80 centimeter. Duration 4 hours. Consecutively, catchment area is equal to 27 kilometers square. But here, to be estimated, the rainfall excess and not index, the hydrograph is plotted to scale as shown in the figure 3. It is seen that the storm hydrograph has a base flow component. Here, guys, base flow separation for the example. Here, discharge meters cube per second taking on the y-axis and excuse me, guys. No. No. So scale as shown in the figure 3, it is seen that the storm hydrograph here. So time in hour on the x-axis, discharge meters cube per second on the y-axis. Here minus 6, 0, 6, 12 to up to 66. Here 0, 10, 20, 30. So interval is the 10, 10. Here guys, n is equal number of days. Here 3.26 centimeter is 0.48 hours. 2.26 centimeter total rainfall excess. So A to B is the base flow. Direct runoff is equal to 5.52 centimeter area of DRH. So guys, first base flow is separated by using method 1, simple straight line method of base flow separation. Calculation of time from peak to end of depletion curve, n is equal to 0.83, a to the power of 0.2, that is equal to a is equal to 27 kilometers square, or n is equal to 0.83 into 27 into 0.2, that is equal to 1.6 days into 24 hours, 38.4, say 38.5 hours. So however, from the figure, DRH starts at t is equal to 0 and the peak at t is equal to 12 hours and ends at t is equal to 48 hours. Hence, the value of n is equal to 48 minus 12 is equal to 36 hours, which is more satisfactory than 38.5 hours in this case. So DRH is assumed to exist from t is equal to 0 to 48 hours. A straight line base flow separation gives a constant value of 5 meters cube per second for the base flow. And base is equal to each segment, that is 12.6 is equal to 6 days and so on. Segment area is almost triangular. Hence area of direct rainfall hydrograph is equal to 6 into 60 into 60. Therefore, half into 8 plus, half into 8 plus 21 plus, half into 21 plus 16 plus, half into 16 plus 11 plus, half into 11 plus 7 plus, half into 7 plus 4 plus half into 4 plus 2 to the power of 1 by 2 into 2. The area of DRH is equal 6 into 60 into 60 into 8 plus 21 plus 16 plus 11 plus 7 plus 4 plus 2, that is equal to 1.4904 into 10 power 6 into meter cube. The area of DRH is equal total direct runoff due to storm 1.4904 into 10 power 6 into meter cube. Runoff depth is equal to runoff volume by catchment area. Runoff depth is equal to 1.4904 meters cube into 10 power 6 by 27 into 10 power 6, that is equal 0.0552 meters, that is equal to 5.52 centimeter. So runoff depth is equal to direct runoff is equal to 5.52 centimeter. So the total rainfall 3.8 plus 2.8 is equal to 6.6 centimeter. Duration is equal given consecutive 4 hours, that is 4 plus 4 is equal to 8 hours. But index is equal to 6.6 minus 5.52 divided by 8, that is equal to 0.135 centimeters per hour. Losses in 4 hours is equal to theta minus index, that is equal delta t is equal 0.135 into 4, that is equal to 0.54 centimeter. So rainfall excess for first 4 hours is equal total rainfall minus losses, that is equal 3.80 minus 0.54 is equal 3.26 centimeter. And the next 4 hours is equal 2.8 minus 0.54, that is equal to 2.26 centimeter. Answer not the pi is index is equal 0.135 centimeters an hour and rainfall excess 3.26 and 2.26 centimeter. So these are the examples, guys. So now we completed in this. So thank you guys for all of your patience. In the next class, I will explain the next topic. Thank you.